The school year is wrapping up. Your child's current teacher knows them inside and out. There's a full year's worth of work, samples, and assessment data. And here's the kicker. There are 7 strategic advantages to starting the process now instead of waiting until fall. I'm Jenny Sherson, ex-special educator turned dyslexia interventionist. It wasn't so long ago that I, too, was overwhelmed by balanced literacy versus structured literacy, education speak, and everything in between. Fast forward after many, many hours of self-driven education, and you'll see I've built a thriving dyslexia practice helping students from age 6 to 18. My specialties? Working with the quote-unquote difficult, almost always 2E, student, and breaking down the complexities of dyslexia into everyday language strategies and action steps. May is here, the school year is winding down, and your child's evaluation is probably the last thing on your mind, right? Well, what if I told you that right now, yes, the end of the school year might be the strategic sweet spot for starting the identification process? Today, we're going to talk about why waiting until September could be one of the biggest mistakes you make for your struggling reader. Picture this. It's September. Teachers are swamped with new students, learning routines, and getting everyone settled. The special education department, they're drowning in paperwork trying to get everything set up and in compliance for the upcoming school year. Everyone's just trying to keep their head above water. Now imagine you're a parent who walks in and says, I think my child has dyslexia. Can we start the evaluation process? What happens next? If you guessed, wait and see. You've played this game before. So let's give them time to adjust to the new curriculum, they say. Or let's see how they do with this year's teacher, they'll tell you. And before you know it, it's November, then January, and your child has lost another half year of potential support. Now let's rewind to May. Right now. The school year is wrapping up. Your child's current teacher knows them inside and out. There's a full year's worth of work, samples, and assessment data. And here's the kicker. There are 7 strategic advantages to starting the process now instead of waiting until fall. First, data richness. At the end of the school year, you've actually got evidence of your child's performance, not theoretical concerns. You have work samples from the entire year showing patterns of struggle. You have standardized test results from spring assessments. You have report cards that document ongoing issues. This is powerful ammunition that's way harder to dismiss. Second, teacher knowledge. Your child's current teacher has spent an entire year with them. They've seen the daily struggles, the avoidance behaviors, and the frustration. Their observations carry serious weight in the evaluation process. By September, you're dealing with a new teacher who doesn't know your child from Adam. Third, summer availability. Many school districts continue evaluations through the summer, and psychologists aren't juggling a full caseload at this time either. The timeline in September is the same as in May, but starting now means you might have results before the new school year even begins. Fourth, avoiding the wait and see trap. When you start the process at the beginning of a school year, schools naturally want to give the new grade, new teacher, and new curriculum a chance. Starting in May neatly sidesteps this delay tactic. Fifth, preparation time. Let's say you get the ball rolling now, but the actual evaluation happens in summer or early fall. That still gives you the summer to research, join groups, learn about accommodations, and prep for that IEP or 504 meeting. 6, implementation timing. If you start now, there's a good chance evaluations will be complete by the beginning of next school year, meaning supports and services can be in place from day 1, not halfway through the year. 7th, emotional processing. Let's be real, this is a journey, and it comes with big feelings for both you and your child. Starting now gives you the summer to process these emotions, learn about dyslexia, and develop your advocacy mindset before the pressures of the school year kicks in. So, how do you actually get this ball rolling? If you're considering the school evaluation route, send an email. Yes, an email, not a casual conversation, to your child's current teacher, the school psychologist, and the principal. Specifically state, I am formally requesting a comprehensive evaluation to determine if my child qualifies for special education services under the category of specific learning disability in reading. All right, specific learning disability in reading is the umbrella term for dyslexia. Include specific examples of your concerns and any documentation you have. This email creates a paper trail and triggers legal timelines that the school must follow. If you're thinking about a private evaluation, now is also a great time to start looking. Many private psychologists and educational evaluators book up months in advance, but summer often has more openings and more flexibility. Starting now might mean getting results in July or August rather than October or November. Here's another bonus of summer evaluations. Your child isn't missing class time. They're not exhausted from a full day of school. They're not feeling awkward about being pulled out of class or for testing. And this often leads to more accurate results. But what if you're not 100% sure your child needs an evaluation? This is where end of the year data becomes gold. Ask for a meeting with your child's current teacher. Request copies of all assessments from this year. Compare beginning of the year to end of the year reading levels. If your child has made minimal progress despite instruction and intervention, that's a pretty strong sign that further evaluation is warranted. Now, let me share a quick story about a family I worked with. Jessica noticed her son was struggling with reading in second grade, but decided to wait until third grade to see if things improved. By the time she requested an evaluation in September, she was caught up in those federal timelines I mentioned earlier. Once you request an evaluation, the school has 15 days to respond to your request. Then 60 days to complete the evaluation once you give consent for those evaluations. And that's followed by up to 30 more days to develop the IEP. And here's something most people don't realize. States actually vary in how they count these days. Federal guidelines say that, quote, a day is a calendar day unless otherwise indicated as a business day or a school day. Each state counts days differently. They might use calendar days, business days, or school days, which can dramatically change your timeline. California stands out as a state that counts days as school days, so summer break is a hard pause for them. So definitely check out your state's specific regulations to know exactly what you're dealing with. Oh, and there's another thing schools don't always tell you. Federal regulations do not allow schools to delay evaluations just because it's summer break. There are no exceptions that let them push your evaluation to the fall just because it's convenient for them. The clock starts ticking the moment you sign that consent form. No wait lists, no excuses. Unless, of course, you run into that issue where your state counts the days as school days. Now, despite knowing her rights, Jessica's son's evaluation wasn't completed until December. The IEP wasn't in place till January, and by then her son had fallen further behind and developed anxiety around reading. When she later had concerns about her daughter in first grade, she requested an evaluation in May. The process was completed by September, and supports were immediately put in place. Her daughter's experience was dramatically different than her son's. If you're feeling like Jessica and want to be proactive but aren't sure where to start, I've created something that guides you through the process. I have a brand new mini course, From Lost to Empowered, the 3-step evaluation request blueprint. And it walks you through everything you need to know, from documenting concerns with the right details to writing the evaluation request letter with language that triggers legal timelines, to handling what to do when schools try to push you off. This course comes with tools that parents have told me are invaluable. The dyslexic detective checklist that helps you spot those signs schools can't ignore. The Power Parent log for tracking reading struggles in a way that gets attention. And my Can't Say No letter template that uses specific language to trigger immediate school action. Now, parents who have used these tools tell me they've gotten evaluation meetings scheduled within days and not months. You can find all the details on our website, literacyuntangled.com, and we'll link to the specific page in the show notes below. The end of the school year isn't the end of your advocacy journey. It might just be the perfect beginning. By starting the evaluation process now, you're setting up next school year for success rather than struggle. You're positioning yourself as a proactive, informed parent who understands the system. And most importantly, you're potentially saving your child months of frustration and lost learning time. So before you pack away the backpacks and celebrate the start of summer, take this one critical step for your struggling reader. Future you and future them will thank you. You didn't wait. If you have any questions about timing your evaluation request or need a specific language to use with the school, please feel free to sneak into my inbox. I'd also love your input. What would you like to hear from me in the future? Is there a topic I haven't covered yet that you really want to learn more about? Send me a DM on Instagram or drop me an email at jenny@literacyuntangled.com. That's JENNIE @literacyuntangled.com. I can't wait to hear from you. Until next time, bye-bye. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Literacy Untangled. If you loved this episode as much as I did, head on over and rate and subscribe so you never miss an episode. If you want to continue the conversation or share your takeaways, head on over to our Instagram @Literacy Untangled and comment on your favorite part. I can't wait to hang out with you again soon. Bye.